So there's something that it could be sabotaging your mental wellness, especially if you've been diagnosed or if you're a highly sensitive person. You may want to watch out. So I'm going to be very vulnerable today, and I'm going to share how sobriety was one of the biggest gifts I could give myself to restore my emotional balance. Especially, I dual diagnosis. So the paradox here is that if you have been diagnosed and you're trying to restore balance in your life and you don't stop these behaviors that could be hurting you, this is the ultimate paradox, right? We are hurting the organ we're trying to heal. So stay tuned. So I'm celebrating almost a year of sobriety. It's coming up soon, and I'm very, very happy. And this was one of the things that I was very reluctant to let go of, some of the behaviors that were not really helping me. And I'm not going to kid myself. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever made, because that's the thing about change and habits, is that we are so comfortable with them even though they could be hurting us, and changing that, it feels uncomfortable, but we have to keep in mind that in the long term it will be good for us, so it's all worth it. And the hardest step is admitting it, and admitting that it's not bringing you any good to your life, admitting that you need to change. And sometimes we might be giving into these behaviors because we're trying to numb the pain, and because it's unbearable sometimes, and sometimes nothing's working. And I remember taking all these meds and being excited and hopeful that it will help me cope better and feel better, but they weren't working. So in my mind at the time, it was working because it will be immediately numbing me. However, on the long term, it was just a short-lived little satisfaction with a long, heavy price. And one of the cons was that when you numb, you also numb the pain, right? And I might make a video just talking about numbing, but that was one thing. But what happened is that this lasted so little, probably an hour, and then the feeling started to fade, and I felt like I had to keep drinking so I could keep that feeling. And that's where I was hurting myself, because I didn't want to let it go, and it started to wear off, and suddenly I will black out, and I will do things that I wouldn't normally ever do being sober. I will say things I will never say being sober. And the worst part is that sometimes it felt like I was possessed, because I wasn't present, right? You end up not being present, and it's like something else possesses your body. And then I will hurt the ones that I love the most, and I will have to be asking, what is it that did I say? What did I do? Even some feelings that I didn't even know I had, things that were buried inside, will come out. So all those feelings that I thought I had locked away were just coming out, and even things that I didn't know I felt. And all this repressed anger will come out, and I will become an angry monster. It's embarrassing to admit this stuff, but the truth is that it's all purposeful if I'm honest, and I learn from it. And my goal here is to inspire you if you're trying to let go. So if you're trying to let go and this inspires you, it's all worth it. The other con was that it will create regret. And who wants to feel regret? Regret's the worst feeling ever. It was defeating the purpose, right? Because I was creating more painful memories in my life, which defeats the whole purpose, because I was trying to heal from old hurts, from old memories. But I'm here creating more hurtful ones. At the same time, it's hurting my body. And if you're like me, you're already highly sensitive, and when your body is hurting, you feel even worse. I was just adding to my pain, which I was adding more problems. I was adding more depression to my life. I had less money, so because of the spending sprees when you drink, so that makes you more depressed. And really, I was putting myself in a very vulnerable position where I was imprisoning my body. So my body was roaming around for anyone to do whatever they wanted. And that's the cruelest thing we can do to ourselves, because that it puts us in a very vulnerable position where we can recreate trauma or create more trauma. So that makes you more depressed. And I'm guessing, we all know that alcohol is a depressant. The fourth con was that it destroyed any progress I was making or trying to make towards my recovery or healing or balance that I was striving to get so much to heal my emotional pain. And this was just reversing everything. After these events, I will hate myself more. I couldn't tell if my meds were working because you are putting chemicals that are stimulating you, and we are interfering with a process that we're trying to heal, especially if you're taking meds. I highly encourage you to let go of drinking because you're interfering in the process. And I always talk about how important it is to journal when you're trying new meds, and to really journal to see how they're working for you, to see if there's any progress, because they take time and consistency. So this will just take you back, and not only in emotional healing, but in your life overall, because it'll take you back years from your life, from whatever goal you're trying to achieve. It'll set you back. And time is precious, and there's nothing that can buy time. And there's one of the cons that was huge work. It takes being present, and it requires you to be clear, to progress in your goals, to grow in life. And this will set you back because it is so easy to destroy whatever we're working to build. And that's what happens when you drink. You destroy whatever progress you're making. Alright, so now I would like to talk about some tips and some pros about letting go of drinking. Okay, first and the most important one, of course, is to admit to ourselves that this is not helping us, that this is hurting us, and that we need to stop it. And that doesn't make you weak, it doesn't make you less of a person, it's embarrassing, who cares? You have to love yourself. It requires you to really love yourself and love your body. This is the only body you're ever going to have. And we hurt ourselves when we drink. And I encourage you to admit it. And especially when you admit that it's a source of pain. And until you do admit it, you won't be able to change it. It's like a shadow, and it's going to keep controlling you and keeping you hostage until you expose it. So if you don't expose it, you're hostage, you're its prisoner. And you will only make it stronger when you don't speak about it. And it is okay to ask for help. It is okay if it's too much for you to do it on your own. It's okay to ask for help. And that takes me to pros number 2 and tip number 2. You don't have to do it alone. You're not alone in this. You'll be surprised to see how many people admit to this until their 60s, when they already have grandchildren. And it's a little sad when how many years you've missed of your life, and it takes you to be that old to admit to it, to change it. So this is a big calling, especially if you're young. it, the sooner you do it, the sooner your life will turn around and start to be amazing. Don't wait for years and years to pass by to you to make this decision, because that's the worst feeling when you wake up one day and 6 years have passed by, 10 years have passed by, and you're in the same spot that you don't want it to be, and you wonder, oh, all this time that has passed by and I haven't changed, or I'm not where I want to be. So let this be your sign. This video is your sign. So if you think nobody can help you, that's not true. There is a magical thing when we surrender and we allow help. It'll make it easier. My favorite gift that I got from letting go of drinking was clarity and serenity. Those are amazing things that have come and made my life so rich now. And this is the best gift you can give yourself, because you will start to see progress. You will steadily progress in your goals, and you will have clarity of thoughts, and you will be more in tune with your body. You'll be present. You'll be able to feel, that, to read your gut, to hear your gut, to hear that guidance system, because that's the ultimate goal of emotions. There are GPS to guide us in life, so you'll be in tune to them. So you'll be able to see, oh, this doesn't feel good, so I'm not going to do it. Or you'll be able to see if you're hungry or if something is hurting. Instead of ignoring things that your body is trying to tell you, you'll be in tuned, and you'll be able to do things to make it feel good. Especially if your body is asking you for sleep, for water, you'll even have more healthy cravings. You'll be more in tune with your desires, with inspiration, with your dreams. You will stop being dependent on being overstimulated. You'll be okay with silence and just tranquility. And this will only happen when you're sober, when you are present, when you're here. You'll even have more time to do your favorite activities, because they require you to be present. For example, reading, or taking a walk, or being creative. All these expressions come from you being present. And this takes me to the last pro, is that you'll be able to keep learning, because you will be present, right? So you will be able to learn. You'll be able to read and learn more books, or take trainings and research and explore. By the way, I have my program called the Emotional Resilience Roadmap, which came from these 10 years of research when I was looking for not only a way to cope with the symptoms of, my depression and my diagnosis and my highly sensitive feelings, but I wanted to find the cause. I wanted to learn, understand myself, and learn to cope, skills to cope. So you can check out my program. The link is below. Back to this clarity that only comes when you're present, is that you will allow your brain to heal itself. You will get out of your own way interfering, and you will allow brain plasticity, which is something I talk a lot about, to happen. Because what's happening when you drink? You're conditioning. You're training your brain to not know how to create those good chemicals that make us happy. So you're interfering, because when you don't drink, then you get to do things that you want to do, and then you're conditioning your brain to make those chemicals that make you happy. Because when you're drinking, you're creating a pattern to only have pleasure when you're drinking, and you're conditioning your brain. And the ultimate goal is to add more balance. And when we drink, that won't happen. And there are ways like I mentioned in my program, there are ways that you can learn to cope in a healthy, resilient way with stress, with anxiety, and to learn how to heal the past in a way that you don't recreate trauma. There are ways to do this. And remember, when we're highly sensitive or when we have any diagnosis, or I always like to mention this beautiful analogy that I heard from a Facebook page called Miss Darcy, Little Miss Darcy, I think. And it's about we are orchids. An analogy that I love where it says that dandelions grow everywhere, anywhere, in any soil. But what if we're orchids? What if we need special care? What if we need a lot of self-care? Like orchids, they need special amount of water, a special temperature, a certain amount of sunlight, and that's okay. So this is part of your self-care. Don't feel like, oh, why can't I be like everyone else, that they can just chug liters of alcohol and then they're still okay and happy. You're an orchid. And another benefit is that you'll be able to navigate through those uncomfortable emotions better. They won't last as long. Because when we are drinking, we're just prolonging it too. So you will learn to find joy being sober, and you will decrease the dependency, and you're training your mind. So if you're one of those beautiful souls that stopped drinking, and please comment below and put how many months, or even if it's one day, if you just made a decision, just comment below and put how long you've been sober. I would love to see and celebrate you. And sobriety is an awesome gift. You're gifting yourself, and I welcome to do it. You can do it. And sobriety and mental health are a must, are a non-negotiable. And I'm sending you all my love, and remember that it's never too late to change the story of our lives. Don't forget that I also offer free resources. Below there's the links for my top 7 personal development books, a quiz that gives you a customized answer depending on your answers. It gives you a customized guide that to match your answers. And if you want to learn more about my programs, you can visit bossofmyfeelings.com for more emotional intelligence tools.